But I appreciate all the comments to my streams, Amish. I try to reply. I'm very proud of the fact that I have played every game. Matter of fact, I'm getting ready to stream now. Why? Because you knew you were so close to the off season? Now, when you felt that way, were you in playoff contention or were you out of it? See, that's my fear. If I don't turn it around, I'm afraid that come August, I'm going to be like, why am I even playing these games? Yeah. I don't know if I told you. I know I told Frog I got a new schedule. Fire department wise, yeah. 7 to 3:30. Yeah. That's why I've been streaming a lot in the evening, trying to do it before Amos goes live. That's true. He went live so late last night. I didn't even catch anything. He didn't go live till 10. Yeah, I was surprised. When I saw, I was like, "Oh, you did go live." Oh. Yes, Rasmussen got me the 6 innings. Okay, now take him out. I don't care about anything else. Just take him out so that way he gets the quality start no matter what. The captain. So I guess I'm playing Derek Jeter. I lost my last game 5-4. I gave up a 3-run home run in the 8th. Because Cano. So I have Cano on my up in the majors on my in the game too, but his rating is only 51. That's why I can't wait till the roster update tomorrow. I will be updating his rating. I do that with all my Oriole players mainly because I don't think training works in the franchise mode. So, and I do the upgrades and I do the downgrades. It's painful to do the downgrades. Like I remember taking Cedric Mullins from a diamond all the way down to a gold last year. I was like, ooh. At least I hope he gets a ratings upgrade tomorrow. You know what? Hey, speaking of speaking of WWE, did you hear the good news? We are the first one's me AM. Basically, we're going to get the superstars we should have got that should have already been in the game. I don't think we're getting anybody like somebody completely unexpected. I think we're going to get Candice LeRae. I think we're going to get Mia Yim. it's kind of upsetting to hear that we're probably not getting they're not going to give us the updated world title. I mean, that can't be that hard to. I mean, granted, you can download it with Community Creations, so it's not that big a deal. I saw, because Brian Williams did a podcast and he answered a bunch of questions. Somebody asked, "Can we get a draft in universe mode?" And he actually took out a pen and a piece of paper and wrote that down. He's like, "That's a good idea." I'll tell you what, but Brian Williams back with 2K, I'm very encouraged with WWE because that guy was the heart and soul of the games in the past, and he's an actual wrestling fan, so he watches the product. Well, they'd have to break the contract. I think they signed a new contract. I'm going to be very interested to see how much the new TV deal is going to be. I just hope they don't change to where you got to start paying for the pay-per-views again, like they do with like you have to with UFC. I'll tell you what, is there a guy like Juan Soto really bet on himself turning down that contract, and has played like dog do since. Oh wait, what did you think of Lamar Jackson actually getting the money he wanted? Blew my mind too. I didn't think the Ravens would, but I like what they said on the radio. The Ravens just had their Chris Davis moment. Huh? Gunnar Henderson up with the bases loaded. That is such a good story. I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of surprised, only because, and I realize, different kind of cancer, different treatments and whatnot. But remember, Mancini was out for an entire year with his colon cancer. Now, I don't know what stage he was in. I know freaking Mancini was on stage 4, I think they said. Which, I mean, stage 4 a lot of times can be, or at least used to be, a death sentence. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I remember being so emotional watching him take his curtain call when he took his first. I think it's obvious that if they don't turn it around soon, Boone is. I think this is Boone's last year in New York. I really do. By the way, I had Amos go back and look who I dropped Jared Kelenic for. A guy who lasted about 3 days on my roster, over a stretch of to Joey Weimer, the rookie from the Brewers. I don't know. I made some. I don't know. I regret both that and the bless you. I regret both that and the Cody Bellinger move. Especially since if I had Belly, I'd definitely be able to trade Alonso because I'd have a first baseman. Maybe I ought to just trade Alonso to you for Belly. Bellinger doesn't have. I thought he had first base eligibility. Maybe I'm thinking of MLB The Show. Oh, okay. I stand corrected. Smart ass. I picked up Hernandez from the Rangers just on the hope of getting a hold tonight. Literally, I'm going to drop him as soon as the game starts because the captain has no middle relievers. So I figure if I can get one hold, that either forces him to make a move or just I automatically win that category. One change if I was the end all be all of the league and there was no vote, one change I think I would make, but it's not like a deal breaker for me. Instead of just starting 7 pitchers, I would probably mandate 5 starters, a reliever, and a closer. Instead of, because I saw we have one team that's basically all relievers. Maybe it wasn't all relievers. It was I'll say this, more relievers than normal. I thought I saw. Damn. 19 innings and my pitchers haven't given up any home runs yet this week. I'm not saying they were all. Let me rephrase. I'm not saying they were all relievers. Just the majority of. I have to look. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Don't mind. You mean relievers? It'd be kind of nice to expand to 14 teams next year. Well, we know we got State. State brought it up to me again. He's like, don't forget, I want to be in that league next year. Oh, I'll keep reminding him. I got his phone number. We text back and forth. I was telling, I forget who I was saying it to. I have a buddy of mine that's been in the same league for like 25 years. It's literally, there's the same amount of teams as there are teams in baseball. Who we got? And Houck's not even really a reliever because he bounces back and forth between the rotation, and I feel so bad about the Fairbanks deal. Remember I told you 3 days after we did the trade he got hurt? But that is the risk you take. By the way, I'd like to retract one of my statements I made to you that about it being a foregone conclusion that you keep Julio. The way he's playing, it might not be a foregone conclusion that you keep Julio. So assuming he comes back healthy, the O'Neal Cruz trade might not be so bad now. Because Julio is definitely in a sophomore slump. I thought about trying to engage you in trade talks for him. But I was like, yeah, he's not going to... I said, and even if he did trade him, he'd want an arm and a leg and a lung. I'd have to give you Pete Alonso and Burns. You know what's fun? Vinny. I'll be honest, I didn't realize Alonso struck out as much as he did. Of course, I looked at, I've been, like I told you, I've been going on Baseball Savant a lot. His K percentage is up quite a bit. Like, well, the other thing is, I think, and I said this to Amos, I think I do, and it's funny because I did trade for him because I was looking for offense, but I do think he's been a little bit overhyped too. I think because overhyped in that because he's a multi-time home run derby champion, but yeah, I realize you're getting served BP fastballs down the middle. Like, yeah. Yeah. Well, that's why I changed the camera was because all my hitters are in the low or high 100s and low 200s. So yeah, I'm hitting better with this camera. But I don't think, like, just because I had one blowout win, I don't think this is, because one thing I did find out, when you use this camera, the catcher uses multiple signs, so I can't just look at, oh, he's got 4 fingers, so okay, he's throwing the 4-seam fastball. I've tested it, because if it had done that, I wouldn't be using this camera. I'm not going to cheat. You know what, Frog? I try so. I try so. All right. I try so hard to like him. But for what it's worth, you will always be my friend. And I will always have your back if you ever need it. I love you dearly and I miss you. But I agree with you too. Using this camera for hitting, it's much more aesthetically pleasing for watching a stream. Yeah. Drop. Nope. I'm winning right now, 9-6. You would love it if in early June Cedric Mullins had 19 stolen bases. That's a big. But yeah, I'm having a little bit of buyer's remorse giving up Bryce Miller. But, oh well. I shouldn't be having buyer's remorse. I mean, he's only had 2 starts. And if the season ended right now, I'm keeping McClanahan or Burns, not. Now, see, that's the kind of hit, if you still have my stream up, that Diamond Dynasty players complain about. But to me, that's baseball. I would rather have those kind of hits than hitting home runs all the time. Because that, to me, like I said, it feels more like baseball. I never would have traded Gunnar Henderson if he had had shortstop eligibility. But for some reason he did not, so. That was, oh, wow. Awful friendly strikes on there, ump. Yeah. It's going to be a sad day when they go to robotic umpires. A lot of people are going to lose their jobs. I had to go for it. Yeah, I had to. Because if that throw had been a little bit offline, I mean, look how close the play was. Yeah. 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 But I got lectured by Tay too. She said I got to do a better job controlling my temper, and I'm working on that. Of course, I took what she said the wrong way. I was like, "What do you mean? I'm not a violent person. I've never raised a hand to you." She's like, "No, there's a difference. There's a difference between having a temper and having a violent temper. I never said you had a violent temper." which is the same thing somebody Janelle used to say about me. She says I'm not good at letting anything go. Oh, Amos would call that a predetermined walk. To use Amos' turn. So, as somebody who hasn't played the show in a couple years, what do you think of his rubber band theory? Welcome back. Oh yeah, I can tell you, like, I felt it in this. Like, I think it was the first game I played with the new camera. I got up 6-1, and I ended up winning 8-6 because I actually tied it. I was like, oh, there's the rubber band that Amos is always talking about. You all right, Froggy? Well, I know that, but you sound like you're on the toilet struggling. I've heard that breathing is essential life. Well, no, because even they're breathing. I mean, there's... And now you know, and knowing's half the battle. Did you ever check out that Hasbro YouTube page that I told you about? That I just think it's neat that they run that constantly, like. G.I. Joe. Yeah, on Hasbro's YouTube page. Somebody's always doing something. Somebody that. Matter of fact, if you're not. Even though I never feel like mound business do anything. Yeah, it is linked to confidence, but. Yeah. By the way, have you seen how Nate Eovaldi's been pitching lately? He's got like back-to-back complete game. No, I got him. Somebody dropped him. That's another one that, like... You know, some of the ad drops this year, and I thought about this, like, because I know, like, CBS has a can't drop list, we may want to think about trying to adopt a can't drop list, unless it's for injury. Just a thought. Oh God, don't tell me Amos is secretary, because I don't want to have to get him flowers on Secretary's Day. This is only my second. What's that? Oh, that's the other thing with this camera. I don't know if you saw that blue hit, that hit that just fell right in front. I've been getting more of those kind of hits with this camera. Yeah, which again to me that's baseball. That sounded like a home run. Yep. Jorge Mateo, wave it bye-bye. Wow, only 90 miles an hour exit velocity. That barely got out. See, but like, as somebody who watched a lot of my streams currently, is this not more entertaining than what you were seeing when I was barely getting any hits? Exactly. And from what you've seen, it isn't like I'm, dominating. Wow. Are you dying on us, Frog? I've said I do that all the time when I'm feeling really sick. I'll be like I'm dying. Although I'll be honest with you, I stopped joking like that after my sister-in-law died in 2015. I was like, I'm not saying that anymore. Like, yep, we all start dying the day we're born. Every second we live is one we're not getting back. I'm 15 followers away from 500. Don't think I haven't thought of it now. Now, I'm curious. What is the fun in that? Because you basically control who goes on what teams. You can, like, you're guaranteed to win. So, So you essentially did 30-team control in franchise mode.
Cuts on it and misses. That's a strikeout. Slider got him for strike three. Ryan Mountcastle, the next to hit for the Orioles. Swing and a miss. Strike one.
Well, no base hits in the series for him so far, and it's clearly been a rough one. Just hope he's not pressing too hard because that just compounds things.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you're running 2 teams in our fantasy league? No, just kidding.
1-1.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. I would love to get. Would you ever play in a fantasy league that had the same amount of team? We had the same amount of teams as real baseball, to where you basically had a real roster. Not, it was a fantasy roster, obviously, but it was a real roster where you may only have 1 or 2 really. Yeah. Are you? Damn, both of you sound like you're dying. I can tell. Have you gone to the doctor? Enough said. You know, I've never had allergies affect me much until this year. This year, for whatever, I was knocked out with allergies for like 3 or 4 days. I couldn't breathe. I wanted to rip my eyes out of my head because they were watering so. You know, Dean Kramer is the last remaining piece from the in the organization from the Manny Machado trade. Diaz didn't work out. Pop is with Toronto, I think, and we still got Kramer. Bring him up, sit him down. Oh, nice stretch. I love the new stretching animations for the first baseman. I have Adley on the bench. He has knee inflammation. Hmm.
if you can push a runner base.
Yeah.
Runner leads away at second. Gonna count 1-2.
I had McCann's starting. I don't have a. I didn't call up another catcher.
So no matter how you take that, he's seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand really well.
Yeah.
Next one off the plate inside. Full count 3-2. The 3-2 is off the outside edge, and that is ball 4.
That's a tough one to swallow right there. If you're on the mound, you're ahead in the count 0-2, and you just couldn't find a way to put him away. That's going to be frustrating for the pitcher.
Assuming he wins the vote.
Stands in with 2 away as he takes a ball. Next one misses. It's 2-1.
I think they've started it already, but I mean he still has to win, like, because
On and hit
really
way back there. And it's gone. Home run.
there's the rubber band.
His 14th of the year, and it ties it up. It's 4-4. Here's Jesse Winker. He's already home in this game. Now time is called here. Pitching coach on his way out to the mound.
When you lead the pitcher in one batter too long.
He's into the game and the base is empty. Ball 1 there.
I did. Hmm.
Tied at 4.
It never works it never works the other way.
Center. Mullins makes the grab, and that ends the inning. But the big blow of the inning comes right here. A 3.
I knew it when he walked the batter before Adamas. I was like, I got to get him out of here.
He has a great slider with tons of power. Here's his
Yep.
Gunnar Henderson. And the first pitch misses for ball 1. Wilson, a 6'2 southpaw, 35 years old.
Yeah.
Next pitch misses, and that's ball 2. And there's a ball. So definitely a little wild right out of the gate.
Well, it can be a little tough coming from the bullpen mound to this mound, but you've got to find a way to get ahead in the count quickly. He hasn't. We'll see how this one.
I'll take that walk.
Appearance there, able to take the walk.
Maybe a little loss of focus on the mound right there. Pretty much gifted at first base with a free pass.
Yeah.
The 0-1. Now 1-1.
Let me ask you, do you think,
So a foul ball makes it 1-2.
Really going for it here. All
as you can see, I mean, I still have issues with timing here and there. Yep. But see, I feel like, I guess because I'm like playing more competitive games, I feel like I'm playing more better baseball. Like just sitting here listening to you, like I know I can tell you're actually into what you're watching because you're saying you want to see replays and
Swings and misses.
like I think it was after the Yankees stream when you tweeted or you commented, you're like, sorry, I just couldn't watch anymore. It was brutal. Like
He had 2 strikes on him.
I was like, gee, I'm like,
trying to dive out into the plate, so you
I was torn between gee, thanks, and now like, and also, yeah, I can understand.
Pitch. Way inside, gets out of the way.
the D's looking to lift the ball in the air and just spell anything but the inning play.
Okay, he's throwing his secondary pitches 23% of the time, which means I should be able to sit fastball.
Popped up. He's under it. Brings it in. That's out number 2.
That was a wasted opportunity, but
You know, Frog has never seen Bull Durham.
he is looking forward to making up for it in his next at bat.
Puts it in the air out to first.
The only reason I bring that up was because he made a comment about the Pirates, and it made me think of that scene where he was like 8-16. How'd we ever win 8? You're the lollygaggers. You lollygag. You're.
Bounce to the left side, and it goes just foul. Urias, 25 years old, and he's a native of Mexico.
Yeah.
Next pitch just misses, and it's 1-2.
Players from Mexico City to Baja, California have been in the league going back to the 30s. Mexico's been represented every decade for years now and has a strong history in MLB.
Fly ball down the line. Hayes has it sized up. Makes the catch, and there's one gone.
Good pitch. He just kind of had him out in front on that pitch away and wasn't able to stay close.
And now the right fielder, Tyrone Taylor. First offering, and it just misses. Next offering is in for a strike.
Dummy. Yeah.
That one ripped.
Cheer, one of your favorites is likely to be leaving WWE. Amish. Drew.
Ryan Anderson up now for the Brewers.
Can't agree on money.
6 feet 3 inches.
Reportedly.
110 pounds, and he was a third-round pick back in 2014. Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. Abraham Toro getting ready to hit. First pitch, not close.
Range.
Inside, just missed.
You never got into Fort. You never got into Fortnite, did you, Amish?
Gathers and throws, and that's a nice play to end the inning. Brewers strand one. Score remains tied at 4.
You okay over there, Frog?
Matt Bush.
Well, I know that.
So this is an important outing for him to get on the right track.
Want me to hire you a naughty nurse?
Fouled off. Foul ball there. That got him. And the potential winning run is brewing.
It's drilled. It catches everyone's attention in the dugout, and you know what? It kind of gets you fired up.
Runner on the goal. That's in for a strike. Throw, save. That's a stolen base. Go ahead, run and score.
I'm trying to. What do you mean to watch them?
Nobody out. Strike two.
As a pitcher, you know the runner on second is ready to push things with his speed. Base hits,
Oh, okay, gotcha. Now I know. Okay, I get one.
you have to execute on that.
Right-handed reliever. In the dirt. And the runner
Oh, come on, Ramon. You gotta let that hit you.
Mullins.
I mean,
The next pitch misses. And the count's even at 2. Right-handed kicks to it. Line drive. And that one gets down. Fair ball. Mullins headed home.
base hit.
And it's now 5-4.
Yeah.
Perfect
Mayo Clinic was heavily featured in.
pays off.
Mayo Clinic was heavily featured in Grey's Anatomy a couple different times.
And he usually wins the battle.
Beautiful hit. Oh, I don't know, Amish. Look at that replay. I think that was foul.
Ryan Mountcastle now at the plate. First pitch, and that's in for a strike.
The game of inches.
And swing and a one. He asks for time.
That's why I said I think that was foul. I don't know. The worst umpire call I saw was, well, one of them. Won't want to say the worst. The Armando Galarraga perfect game. Remember that? Yeah, and he knew it too because he was crying. He's like, I took a perfect game away from that kid. The Orioles signed him for a short, but he never made the majors for him.
Next offering is foul back. That's a good take. And now before the 1-2.
Probably Gibbons.
Righty delivers. And the 1-2 misses to even the count. One-run game, one out, one on.
He's going to go back to his original Riddick Moss. That man has good taste in women considering who he's dating. Emma.
Righty to the plate.
All right.
Spoils that one, and it remains 2-2.
Emma.
He goes down looking.
I'm encouraged, by the way.
I just think he was close and did not expect that location, in my opinion.
Obi Milner into the
Think about it.
It was time to bring on a left-handed reliever from the pen with the lefty hitting the ball. I think it's a good move. You know, I never liked what opposing team took it to me.
I'll clue you. I'll text you later.
swings through it, and that's a strikeout. But the RBI signal pushes across a run. It's down to 1 at 5-4. Watching Orioles baseball on the show, Mid-Atlantic.
No offense, that's not a sick thing. That's just you.
Bottom of the 7th, and now the catcher comes up to him.
No. You know what? He's only got 14 pitches. I'm going to let Vault stay in for I generally don't let my relievers pitch more than 20 to 30 pitches. Matter of fact, Epp looked that up for me. Epp and Frog both have looked that up for me. The average middle reliever doesn't throw more than 30 pitches in an inning or in an outing. Ed thinks I'm joking with him, but when I tell him he's one of the nicest people I've ever met, he really is disgustingly nice. Yeah. Well, he's one of the ones. I've added several people from Amos's stream community into the old school party chat. App has not come into it yet because he said he doesn't have a mic. But like I've talked to Gabe, I talked to Brian. Frog tells me I have too many people in there now. He told me he don't like crowds.
City save is an easy one. You're holding a small lead on the
I'm trying to talk him into coming down to Baltimore next weekend. Come see the Pirates lose.
Just off the inside edge.
If you're a base runner, you got to stay down in here.
Yep.
Look for anything in the dirt. Try your best to get into scoring position.
Throw to first, but he beat it. No, it's not good. Just a terrible throw there.
And they both have good farm systems, so they're only going to get, in theory, they should only get better. Yes. I'm surprised Amos isn't live yet.
Foul ball, it stays 0-2.
It's not.
Runner at second with
Oh.
offering misses. And the count is 1-2. Just off the outside part of the plate.
He's really tightening up his hitting zone. 2 strikes away.
Hitting well in the air out to center.
Time for you to go then?
Down and there are 2 away.
Oh.
And now it's going to be He's already homered here in this one. And that's in there for strike 1. And that's a strike.
And a bat like this is almost over as it begins. In this
No.
situation, you have no idea what the next pitch is going to be. You just got to hope that you can make contact.
And takes low for ball 1.
It's not weird to me only because he does do it in real life. I mean, if that was in his moveset and he didn't do it in real life, then it would be weird.
Adrenaline, we can see it right there. And sometimes you just got to love it. That's an outstanding job taking that.
Look at the emotion by Givens. See, but like when you watch me, that's what I was trying to say to Amos the other night when we were in Discord. Like, you see how I am with 2 strikes? I go way out of the zone.
Ball lifted left field.
Sometimes I think he dances around the plate too much.
A little bit right there. That front shoulder coming open instead of staying
Yeah.
closed.
You got, like, you see, these batters will chase.
Authority instead of a fly out to left.
Now, admittedly, I think he's playing on legend pitching, so it may be a little bit different. Because I'm on Hall of Fame. Drop.
Pulls it down, and there's 2 gone. 2 outs, bases empty. Left fielder.
All right, Amish, I'll let you pick. Who do you want to see? Who do you want to see in the 8th? Tate, Baker, or Cano? You got Winker, Urias, and Taylor. Okay. By the way, I will be extremely pissed off when this roster update comes out if Cano doesn't have a significant upgrade.
As they hold on to it.
Because the guy definitely deserves it.
Here's the Brewers DH, Jesse Winker.
You know what? His confidence is all the way up. I might let him face. I'm going to let him face.
Gibbons.
Yeah.
Just on the outside edge. Just off the inside edge. The 2-out is in for a strike.
One way to make a guy real uncomfortable to plate is to get inside with a good velocity. They're doing that right here.
Hits and fires. And the tying run is
Really?
on base.
Well, he tried to double right there and just missed his
And time is called for a mound visit now. Big moment in this game.
So Amish, will we be watching the Ahsoka series together?
These are the spots relievers really make a name for themselves.
August?
And close. There's not much margin for error, but at the same time, there's a reason they're put in these situations.
Mitchell aboard here at first with no out.
Well, living situation, yes. I would hope your situation is not going to change. If you get my drift. There we go. I love that. Is my favorite thing to do in this game. Turn double plays. Oh, here comes a predetermined walk, as Amos would say. I'll say this. They do sometimes feel predetermined because sometimes it feels like no matter where I throw the ball.
I think it was a calculated walk. We'll see how it pays off here. 2 balls, no strikes the count. Typically, the outfield defense will play a little bit deeper just to keep the ball in front.
That's sick. Oh, okay. Finally, I got a strike. One thing I will say, and I've always felt this way, especially when you have runners on base, you have to consciously make sure you're letting your pitcher come set. Otherwise, I think you lose some control. Luke Voigt. It's hard to believe that in the COVID season he led the league in home runs, and yet, like, now nobody talks about him anymore.
I'm surprised we didn't see a visit from the pitching coach here, just to remind him, focus on the hitter. And time is called for a visit.
Yeah.
Makes the catch, and that is the inning. Brewers strand a couple. They trail it 5-4. So the Brewers bring out a new pitcher from the pen, Nick Anderson.
The point is, it came down in a glove. That's all I care about.
Now at the plate as he swings through strike one.
Me and the captain both had pitchers going tonight. Well, I had Rasmussen and I have Evaldi, and he has Cobb. Can I just say that that if you'd have told me that in 2023 Alex Cobb would be on a fantasy baseball roster, I'd have told you were crazy. Considering he basically he stole money from the Orioles for 4 years, and I think he had a 4-year contract with us. I think I'm not lying to you when I say I think he made less than 10 starts. Of course, you can say the same thing about Malley with the Twins now. That trade didn't really work out for you guys. By the way, I sent that thing I posted in our baseball chat. That was meant for you because that was the guy we got for Lopez. That Povich or whatever his name is. He was that Twins prospect that we got for Jorge. But see, this is the perfect example of how my luck has been in fantasy this year. Like, I would bench Jack Sawinski, he would hit a home run. I would bench Brent Rooker. He'd hit a home run. But yet, when I'd have him in my lineup, all they would do is strike out. Well, I don't have any of them on my team anymore. Come to think of it, you're right. I need to pick them up for next weekend. That way they won't hit anything against the Orioles. All right. Amish, here comes the big fella. I've had him hit 103 miles an hour. Ooh, 1-0. Oh, come on, don't do this to me. Don't give me one of those predetermined walks. Really, Frog? What's next? You gonna tell me water is wet? Huh? When is water not? Never mind. You sure you don't want to go to the doctor? Do you, just curious, do you smoke? Because that sounds like a smoker's cough. Nice win. Holla if you hear me. Everybody's got a price. Speaking of the Royals, that's that's who I play next. Alright, I am. Isn't it funny? The kids don't do what they're supposed to do, and you get yelled at.